Hello, Flickering Myth family, and welcome to the new and improved Flickering Myth set. To kick off 2024, we not only have a new set, we have a new movie review. Let's dive into the first official movie of the year, and it's the first horror movie of the year. Let's talk about Night Swim. In all honesty, this movie should be called the Amityville Horror Pool Edition or Amityville Horror Pool Party. I don't know, we'll workshop the title because this title is not that great either. But overall, Night Swim, a movie about a haunted pool. I thought there would be more to it, but there's slightly a bit more to the story. They try to add a mythos, a backstory, all of that jazz. How did I feel about the movie? It's okay. There's nothing too horrible in this movie. Okay, there is one really bad effect for a ghost, a makeup design that I absolutely think is one of the most laughable Are You Afraid of the Dark Goosebumps looking monster that I have seen in a movie from Blumhouse. But besides that, it's an okay movie. It's pretty inoffensive. I like what they try to do. I really like the Amityville vibe that they try to do, where we saw the father character get a bit twisted, get kind of corrupted by the pool / by the house, by the water. I don't know. They try to explain the backstory of the water stuff, which was probably the best scene with a creepy woman and, Kerry Condon trying to figure out. I liked that investigation scene. Still didn't give me much. I'm still trying to figure out what the plot of this movie is, other than a family struggles with a evil demonic pool that is trying to kill one of the kids to heal somebody else. There was a lot going on here. But like I said, I watched it, it ended, and I was just like, oh, what was that, an hour and a half? I was in and out. It's not bad. And that's not the best review. That's not the best way to kind of say, well, this movie's not that bad. But as we get so used to the cinematic release schedule, we see January, we see horror movie, we kind of expect nothing too great. Last year was Megan, which I thought was fun. I think Night Swim is under Megan, but it's not like The Grudge 2020. That was one of the worst January releases I've ever seen. But so far, I like what they're trying to do. I like what they were cooking up with Night Swim. It just needed a bit more time to cook in that oven. It needed a bit more. Not that I wanted this movie to be longer, but even 15 more minutes that we could have spent within the investigation side, or more of the backstory of the pool stuff, or we could have got more with Wyatt Russell kind of snapping and going crazy, because by the time he goes full cuckoo banana pants crazy at the end, I like it. I think he's doing good. But what did I get from this movie? Not much other than it's not bad. In the unexpected baseball movie of 2024, the Waller family moves into a new house. Papa Waller, played by Wyatt Russell, is a professional baseball player who is struggling through MS right now. It's an early diagnosis, his life is completely changing, so he wants to kind of retain that old baseball glory, especially by forcing his young son, who's probably not that great at baseball, to participate in it. He has a daughter who's a great swimmer, the pool stuff. So they find a new house. There is two houses available, one that was not filled with a demonic pool in the backyard and had guardrails and was pretty good. He said it was too hospital, so let's get the pool for the water therapy. The moment he gets into that pool, though, he does accidentally slip in. I think something pushes him in, the evil forces, and he kind of sees a glimmer of hope. So we're seeing this man get corrupted by the pool, even though the pool is healing him, but he just doesn't know what is going on. So we're seeing this happen while his young son is getting almost sucked in literally by the pool. There's layers. It's fun to watch. We get a little bit of investigations because Kerry Condon's like, I must save my husband, and she goes to figure out the old homeowners. It's a very traditional paranormal horror film. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. It's The Conjuring, it's Sinister, it's all of these kind of movies. So it's not breaking any new ground. It is a bit paint by numbers at times, but again, I found it inoffensive. I thought it could have been far worse. I think if they would have made it longer, if they try to take it too serious, this movie has a camp edge that does work to it, that I think is so funny. The side characters are hilarious. There is a bit of a tone here. There's one part where someone's yelling, "You should have said polo," because there's a Marco Polo gag you've seen in the trailer. Oh, I kind of giggled at a couple moments. This movie, again, it was not the worst way to kick off the year. It's not a great movie, but there's other ways you could have spent time at the movie theaters and had a worse effort. This one, it gave me exactly what I sat down for. It delivered that, so I can't really hate on it too much. I think the biggest conversation I want to have going forward is what is James Wan and Jason Blum doing? They're merging Atomic Monster and Blumhouse, and if this is the new era of their films, I don't know what to expect. Like, I wish James Wan was making more malignant stuff, just batshit crazy, over the top, wild and weird, as opposed to more traditional fare like this. That I honestly don't think this is going to sell the box office tickets that the Conjuring movies did, that the Insidious movies did. We're a bit beyond the paranormal horror aspect. We either want campy, over the top horror or prestige dramas, and Blumhouse doesn't really do either one of those great. So I'm struggling to see what is the future for Blumhouse. It's been a string of not great releases. Five Nights at Freddy's, this movie, there is just countless of them. Where other companies, like, that are doing Smile, that's pretty good. You see what Warner Brothers has cooked up. A24, there's so many other studios where I just feel like Universal, Blumhouse, and now Atomic Monster are really struggling to tap into what horror fans want and what horror fans need in 2024. Is Night Swim the kind of precursor to what the hell they're going to deliver for the rest of the year? I hope not. I want horror to be really good. I mean, we have things like Maxine, Nosferatu coming up, A New Quiet Place. There is movies coming up that I think could be really entertaining and give horror fans what they want. It just feels like Blumhouse is losing that, like, the crown that they had. Blumhouse was the horror hit makers for a long time, but now it feels like they're behind the times. I think Megan was the closest they got to mixing camp and having fun and making it weird without still, going too far in one direction. And then you go to Five Nights at Freddy's. Sure, the video games fans loved it, but I thought it was one of the worst movies I've seen last year. It's a struggle. I don't know what Blumhouse is doing. I don't want it to be more movies like Night Swim, even though I don't think this movie is that bad. I think Night Swim is just showing the faults that are in Blumhouse, and oh, man, I want to be more positive to Blumhouse. I'm more positive to Night Swim as a movie than I am Blumhouse as overall, where I'm like, yikes, this is the first movie of the year. Let's keep this as a low bar, and we can only go up from here. Alright everyone, that is it for my review of Night Swim. I feel like I called this Night House, the Amityville pool party. I have no idea, but look, director Bryce McGregor did really fun with his camera work, with his filmmaking. I feel like there's a bright future for this filmmaker. Let James Wan give him a better script, and my goodness, we could be off to the races with a good filmmaker here. But Night Swim is, it's an adequate movie. I'll probably give it a positive on Rotten Tomatoes to not really kick off the year too bad. And again, it's faith. Blumhouse, keep it low, get better from here. Let's go. What did you guys think of this review? What do you think of Night Swim? Share your feelings down in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Flickering Myth. Make sure you guys do all that jazz. And thank you for joining us for 2024. We have quite a lot to get into this year.